Thank you. Well, I'm the last one. I hope that you are tired. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here sharing with you the work we can do it from our organization, the ZOOs. I want to take this opportunity and talk a little about my country, Colombia, one of the most biodiverse countries on the planet. Our science have registered almost 63,000 life forms of species. We occupy the first place in bird species and orchids, second place in plants, amphibians, butterflies, and freshwater fish. It is the third country in variety of palm and reptiles, and the fourth most biodiverse country in mammals. In addition to this extraordinary biodiversity, in Colombia, we live more than 45,000 million human beings. There are 87 different ethnic groups. We speak 68 different languages. And 75% of our population live in the cities. Colombia has two oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. 3 Andean mountain ranges cross it south to the north. We have tropical forests such as the Amazon and the Chocó, the rainiest place on earth. But unfortunately, it is also a country marked by 70 years of socio-environmental conflicts related to the access, use, and control of the territory and its resources. Conflict generated by drug traffic, political violence, corruption, flora and fauna trafficking, and illegal mining. In those 70 years of conflict, we have lost territory, we have lost society, and we have lost biodiversity. These images are surely seen in other developing countries of our planet and represent enormous challenges for us. In the last century, humanity has grown exponentially, and more than 70% of it live in urban areas. The result is that today we have a planet with many people and little culture and education on issues that concern us all. The global model is based on perpetual growth. But the problem is not to grow, but how we grow. The current global growth model is based on three premises that affect sustainability. It is essential today the model requires that we produce more than we require, consume more than we need it, and accumulate more than we can enjoy. I come in representation of the Cali Zoo, run and administered by the Cali Zoological Foundation, of which I have been the director for the last 31 years. The institution has been my life project. I have been witness and protagonist of a transformation of an animal park to an environmental entity, which I have become a city icon and pride of my country. We receive more than 500,000 visitors each year, and our mission is to create unforgettable experiences to spread the passion for life. Today, we are gathering here representatives of museums, botanical gardens, and zoos, and all of us share similar stories. We are institutions that originated in the 18th and 19th centuries, managed by 20th century people, and we cater to 21st century public, a public that pressure us to change the focus of what our institution should be. We cannot keep representing what has been done, because it's more than proving that it doesn't not work. I believe that there are three possible outcomes for our organization. The first is that the society will hate us. And if society hates us, we will have anti-zoological groups pressing for the termination of the zoological institutions. The second possible outcome is that society will ignore us. And if they ignore us, we will not have visitors. And if they stop visiting us, we will have to close. And the third possible future is that society needs us. But we believe that in order for society to need us, we have to intelligently adapt ourselves as institutions and individuals to the changing needs of the natural world. Today, society no longer needs us as places to spread knowledge about plants, animals, or the natural world. Today, society needs us to contribute to the formation of citizenship, to the transformation of specific cultural practices related to consumption forms and models, to the construction of local identities and the formation of citizens who understand the natural world in which they live. We are called to become promoters of welfare, both for human and wildlife communities. Today, zoos have become a unique platform for contact with nature because we generate direct, safe, and inspiring experiences with the animals' world. Our role is not to sell tickets to see animals. Our role is to be a platform for people to create unforgettable experiences in order to transform their life and help people decide to assume a change of attitude with respect to life in all its dimensions. Today, we have three big advantages that put us in a unique situation. We are mostly NGOs, but at the same time, we belong to the productive sector. We can influence consumer habits in the millions of zoo visitors that today account for 10% of the world population. We can also influence the decision makers through messages that we share. There are three challenges that provide meaning to our existence. We have to become a powerful vehicle for society to make contact with our natural and cultural heritage. We have to become organizations obligated to contribute to in situ conservation of species through human, economic, and technological resources and collaboration and with ex situ practices. This is one of the most important objectives for zoos. We have to acquire the capacity to promote strong alliances with the authorities, political and scientific leaders, and conservation NGOs to increase our effort in conservation. We are influencers. Our contribution to society doesn't not depend on the money we have or on the size of our institution, or not even on the number of animals we have. It depends fundamentally on the purpose of our action, their coherence, and the integration with the community to which we belong. We are not gods. We cannot save the world. But we must define what role we will play, and we must declare it, accelerate. We must act locally to impact globally. At the Cali Zoo, we are combining the ingredients to be a different institution. We want to be recognized as one of the best places to live by the environmental practices that we assume. We want to be recognized as one of the best places to visit for the space in which we generate an unforgettable experience in our visitors. We want to be recognized by our collaborators for being the best place to work. In the case of the Cali Zoo, we have taken on the challenge of strengthening ourselves as a center for citizen education, becoming a social conservation laboratory because we are, based on the principle that nobody is smarter than all of us together, include welfare indicators for both human and wildlife communities, share knowledge related to learning and practices for a good life. Our actions are always aimed at creating positive footprints in the territory. Explore alternative methodologies to provide installed capacity in communities. Social conservation laboratories make welfare generation as easy, useful, and fun process. I want to share this short video, a project that we have developed with the values contribution of WASA. In projects like this, where we work with the community in the restoration and recovery of a mountain, we verify that there is more biodiversity in that space 1 year later. The indicators that there are more hands with earth, that there are fewer hours in front of the screen, more collaborative work, and finally, that there are more community. Today, we work hands in hand with local communities for the valuation and conservation of natural and cultural heritage. Teachers, Indians, peasants, young people, and families. Finally, I want to share with you 3 initiatives of WASA, the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums, so that our organization become protagonists on the construction of sustainability and welfare scenarios in places where we operate. Currently, we are working on the definition of sustainability strategies based on complex to the Sustainable Development Objectives proposed by the United Nations. The document will be ready, we hope, for the next WASA meeting in Argentina in November of this year. It is a guiding and inspiring document that shows in a practical, clear, and simple way how institutions like ours and companies in general can contribute to the fulfillment of the ODS. WASA, like Theo said, also signing a memorandum of understanding with the United Nations to ensure that by 2023, at least 50% of its members have eliminated single-use plastic. This is part of a global alliance to reduce plastic in the oceans and leave clean, alive, and healthy seas to the next generation. WASA has also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Roundtable of Sustainability Palm Oil Cultivation. WASA invite us all to a coherent management that our practices are the reflection of our conservation messages. This applies that we commend ourselves as institution in the construction of sustainable business plan that apart from operating under sustainability principles, we also facilitate and conduct changes in the communities in favor of the environmental and wildlife. Like Mother Nguez said, you only live once, but if things are doing well, one life is enough. Thank you.